Welcome back. 6.5 conditions of rhombus, rectangle, square. Now, we talked about if you know a parallelogram is one of these, the different properties that we have. Now, again, this is going over the converse of this. If we know something's a parallelogram and the diagonals are perpendicular, yes, that will be a rhombus. If we know if something has a parallelogram and one diagonal bisects a pair of opposite angles, you only need one, then we know it's a rhombus. So really reversing those two properties. And then we had one property for a rectangle. If we know a parallelogram has diagonals that are congruent, then we know it's a rectangle. So first, can you conclude that the parallelogram is a rhombus, rectangle, or square? And then you explain it. So for this one, it looks like we have diagonals and we have angles here. So we only have one property that deals with that. So it's saying if one diagonal of a parallelogram bisects a pair of opposite angles, so that means these two have to show they're congruent and these two. Well, we don't have enough information here because even though this is a parallelogram, if we drew our z, it just shows that these two are congruent. If I drew my z here, it shows that these two are congruent. So no, this does not have enough information because we need to bisect both of these two angles to make that a rhombus. Here, if I know that this is going to be a parallelogram, well, this makes this 90 because opposite angles or vertical angles. Also, if I have a straight angle, that means these are going to be 90. So it looks like my diagonals are perpendicular. And if diagonals are perpendicular, then it is a rhombus. So this is yes, rhombus. Now, whenever you have enough information, you want to check to see if it's both, because sometimes if it's both, it could be a square. Oh, looks like I just got into that part. For what values of x make this a square? Well, 1, if I know my opposite sides are congruent here, I know that this right here should be equal to 90. If this is equal to 90, then it's going to be a rhombus. And if we have the opposite sides, then it's going to be a rectangle. So we have 6x plus 6 equal to 90. Pause the video and solve that. X should be equal to 14. Subtract the 6, divide by 6. X should be equal to 14. So look in here. In order to make this a rectangle, we already actually have enough information here saying that QS is equal to TR. But we also have to say that these two bisect each other. So these two need to be equal to each other. So in order to make this a rectangle, we have 2x plus 6 is equal to 3x minus 6. Pause the video and solve that. And you should get that x is equal to 12. Subtract my 2x and then add this 6 over. So 6 plus 6 is equal to 12. So if x is equal to 12, that means these two are the same. And it's telling us that QS and TR are congruent, making that a rectangle. There you have it, folks. Have a great, have a grand, have a wonderful day.